Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about sit back and relax. They will be back, okay? So the truth about the no contact rule, about getting your ex back, right, is that, and it's really an enlightening truth as well, because it makes it feel, I feel like it makes the whole thing, the whole breakup just feel less intense, okay? And that is, you're either going to get them back or you're going to find someone better, okay? And I hope that calms you, right? Because it is a calming thought, I believe, right? That you're either going to get them back or you'll find someone better, okay? And that's the truth of the matter, okay? So if this is especially for those people that have been dumped, but what do? Right? Because sometimes when we go for a breakup, we feel like we need to do something to rectify the situation, especially if we got dumped, right? If we didn't get dumped and we were the one that did the dumping, then we need to then apologize for our mistake and try to reconcile things and put in the effort, right? But if you were the one that got dumped, sometimes it can still feel like you need to do something to rectify the situation. But in reality, if they've gone and they've decided to leave, it has to be their idea to come back. Okay? So what do? You do nothing. You sit back and you relax. Okay? Because they're either going to come back or they're not. You're either going to get them back or you're going to find someone better. Okay? So the good news is actually, and this really is good news, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit back, do nothing. You don't have to contact them. You don't have to do anything. You go into no contact. You don't like their posts, right? You don't comment on their things. You don't watch their stories. You don't do anything. You just go ghost, right? You just disappear off the face of the planet, basically. And that's great because you don't actually have to put in any effort. If this person loves and cares about you, right, they'll come back. And you don't have to do anything on your part to get them back, okay? And you shouldn't be doing anything to try and get them back if they were the one that dumped you. In fact, if you actually try to solve things, that usually, and you reach out to them, and you try to rectify, you try to figure out what happened, you try to say things like, oh, I'll change, or I'm sure we can get through this. Sometimes doing that sort of thing can actually make the situation a lot worse. And the reason why that happens is because when your ex dumped you, they've probably been thinking about doing it for a while. And it probably took them a while to pluck up the courage to actually bite the bullet and dump you. Because it doesn't feel nice to dump someone. It doesn't feel nice to end something, especially if, that was with someone that you once really cared about. It probably took them a long time to pluck up the courage to do that, right? So at the point when they've dumped you and they've actually bitten the bullet and they've done it, they're going to feel really relieved about that. They're going to be like, okay, I finally did it. I dumped him. I dumped her. Right? That's how they're going to be feeling. So if you, basically break their relief by you keep on talking to them, you keep on reaching out to them, you keep on trying to fix things, it's just going to make them push them away even further, right? It's just going to repel them even further. Whereas if you go into no contact and they've got, still some feelings for you and still some affection for you, they're going to reach out to you eventually, right? Especially if they don't hear from you, because they're going to realize, oh no, I haven't heard from him in a while. Oh no, I haven't heard from her in a while. They're not speaking to me. This must mean that it's over. Maybe they're getting over it. But I still love them. I still care about them. I must do something to change the situation. Basically you want to see if they fear losing you, right? And that's what no contact does. It shows if they actually are afraid of losing you. And in a way, it's kind of calling their bluff because maybe they broke up with you and perhaps they didn't really mean it, right? But maybe they meant it at the time, but maybe in their heart they really didn't mean it. And so you're calling their bluff to see, by walking away and going into no contact, if they still care about you, if it was a bluff, if they did dump you and they still had feelings for you. Because if they do still have feelings for you, they will reach out, okay? So they'll come back if they care. Okay, so if you're dealing with a stubborn person, so I get some people asking about this. Oh yeah, but my ex is stubborn. My ex won't come back even if they do still have feelings for me. Then good riddance. Because what it means basically, if you've got a stubborn ex that is saying things to you, or said to you things like, if you dump me, if we break up, you're never gonna hear from me again, and even if I still love you, you're never gonna hear from me again, and you feel like your ex is that kind of person who would not own up to their mistake of dumping you because they're stubborn, then you don't want that person in your life. Okay, you need to be with someone who can own up to their own mistakes. Okay, who can come back humbly after making a mistake and saying sorry. If you don't have a person like that, then your life is going to be extremely difficult, because you're the one that's always going to have to be building the bridges while they're the one that's always tearing them down. Okay, and that's just going to exhaust you. So it's better to find someone who is humble, who can admit to their mistakes, who isn't stubborn. You don't want someone who is stubborn like that, because you're the one that's just going to have to put in all the effort all the time, and it's going to be very exhausting for you. Okay, why make your life harder? Life is difficult already when you've got a good partner, right? Let alone when you've got a partner that's also stubborn and you have to clear up after them all the time. Okay, never be with someone that's stubborn. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the headache, basically. So, and one thing that can really help is if you start becoming more stronger physically and mentally as well. This will really help you get over the situation, becoming stronger physically and mentally. One of the best ways that you can start feeling more confident in yourself is if you start getting into shape and start feeling better about your physique and things like that. And obviously as well, getting stronger mentally by maybe getting some therapy or something like that, or practicing meditation or mindfulness and things along those lines, because I do believe in the soul-body connection. You want to be able to do things that nourish your soul, and you also want to take care of your body as well. So make sure that you have those things in alignment, and that will help you feel so much better. Obviously with time, you can have better days than others, especially if you're still really hung up on this ex of yours. So that's something else to consider as well, okay? You will have good days, you will have bad days. You'll have days where you really, really miss them, and then you'll have days where you're doing okay. And eventually what you'll see is if you do work on your mental strength and also your physical strength, with time, the bad days will become less and less. But it does take time, and it is a process. So be kind to yourself and know that it is going to take some time to get over it, okay? Which goes into my next point, which is find someone new when you have gotten over it and it feels less intense. So when you've got to that point where you actually are having way more better days than bad days, when it comes to your ex, and perhaps you've got no more bad days anymore, that's when you'll know basically if you can find someone else and you can move on with your life. Now, as a rule, I usually tell people, if you were with someone for under a year, then give yourself about 6 months to heal and get over it before dating again. But if you're with someone for 1 year or multiple years, then you may need a year or a year and a half to get over it, depending on how long the relationship was, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.